Hey up guys, a little update for you. Today's challenge was, well, before I give you the challenge, why the challenge happened. No, 2 nights ago, I woke up at about 3 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't work out for the life of me what was going on. I was in bed, I was freezing. And if you've watched any of the shorts, I did a short on this, but it's like 30 seconds. And I woke up and I'm laid there in bed and I'm freezing and I thought, why is it cold? Has the gas run out? I don't know. And there was a little red flashing light on the heating control. I didn't know what it meant. So I'm sat there, picture the scene, 3 o'clock in the morning with my quilt wrapped round me and a torch on the instruction manual, trying to work out what this problem was. And I thought, if it's gas, that's not an issue because I've got two bottles and I haven't used both of them together like the previous owners did. They just open up both valves. So I just open one, so like we did in our old van, if one bottle runs out, you switch to the one that's full and you exchange the one that's empty. Problem solved. No, the problem was power. The heating system fan requires electricity, even though the system's heating using gas, and there was no electricity. In fact, the electricity was so low that when I turned the light on, it actually lit up the alarm on the van, the little red light that tells you that there's a problem with the battery. And these particular vans have a cutout where if the voltage drops below 10.5, everything dies, all the electric. So 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm sat there running the engine. Luckily, I was on my own. I was in a pitch that was in the middle of nowhere. It was fantastic. I think it's called the Lakes it's in Long Horsley. Lovely place. And a tenner a night. Can't beat it. And they've got a lovely, they've got a toilet hut that has art on the walls that you can buy. It's nice. So I run the engine for an hour. It wasn't really cutting it. Then I went for a drive. That was another hour. That didn't help. I truly thought I'd killed the batteries. As it turned out, it just needed a longer drive. A much, much longer drive. In fact, the drive from Morpeth, where I was, down to Yorkshire was about enough. And then I went over to Hull. That's why I'm making this video, not about the problems with the heating, although it was a problem. More about how I solved it, or rather how somebody else solved it. By the way, smashing cup of tea. It's just nice after a long day. So I contacted a couple of companies on Facebook. Well, one reached out to me, and they were the only one to respond. Literally, others that did respond said, "Oh, it'd be February or March." One even said April, and I thought, I can't wait that long for electricity. I need power, and I'm not running powerful things in this van. Although I did run my laptop, my main laptop, which requires a lot of power, and I think that might be what killed the batteries. That and having the heating running all day because it was bitter cold. So I drove all the way to Hull to, if I can get this right, Electrimech, and had a chat with James, told him what the problem was, what I wanted doing, and they can't do everything, and I understand that. I'm asking a lot in such a short space of time. But what they can do is upgrade the battery, upgrade the DC to DC charger, and obviously all the cables that go with that. And they can do that before the new year. So that means I go into January with a van that has enough power to keep me off grid. So I'm not worried so much when at the moment I'm having to drive every day just to charge the batteries because there's one little solar panel on the roof. The solar will come at a later date, but I'm asking a lot So they're going to do the battery, the DC to DC charger. That will give me enough power. Once it's installed, I'll show you what I've got installed. But for now, I'm not saying anything. For those that know batteries, yeah, there are cheap batteries out there, and yeah, there are expensive batteries out there. I've gone for something kind of in the middle. I'm hoping it'll do the job. It'll certainly have enough power to keep me off grid, and it will mean that when Fiona and Albert eventually get over, that there will be enough power for them, so they're not freezing at 3 o'clock in the morning reading an instruction manual. At the time, I wasn't impressed, but I look back and I laugh. I couldn't believe it. I was just wrapped up in my quilt there like a little Eskimo, keeping the warmth in. So that's it. All good. Found a little park up in, where am I? Midgley, somewhere. There was another park up I tried last night when I was over in Beverley, when I was waiting for to go over to Electromech. But I tried 3 times to find this park up on Park for Night, and I tried the address, I tried the postcode, I tried the maps link, nothing worked. I ended up getting sent down cul-de-sacs and this and that. So I just looked on maps and I found a little dirt track that seemed to go nowhere. And I went down it, hoping I could do a U-turn at the end. Luckily I could. And drove back and just parked up there for the night. And something really funny happened this morning. I'm an early riser. I was awake at about 5:30. So I've got up, I've got clean, I've had a shower, I've had my breakfast, and I'm sat there just watching YouTube. And somebody drives past blasting the horn at 7 a.m. And I'm sat there in the van thinking, that's obviously for me to wake me up. If only they knew how late they were. Right. Drop any comments in the box below. I'm still waiting for some more suggestions on a van name. Fiona hasn't come up with one. Maybe she will. Help her out. See you later, guys.